What is going on, people? Welcome back. Johnny here, and we are going to pick up with the Beastmen, completing their journey. Okay, thank you much, Ben F, for the comment. Indeed, I cannot wait either. There's no way we're taking this many Beastmen to space, so we'll have to pick and choose our faves, but otherwise, we should be well on the road here over the next couple episodes. We're gonna get a new base stood up once we finally make it to this awesome destination. There's a lot of work to do, and there's, as always, going to be a lot of mental breaks. Back home here, picking up at the very beginning, we are going to continue the cleanup from the massive amount of raids and nonsense we struggled through last episode. Do have to get the place buttoned up should somebody else show up in an attempt to do us in. You can see we still have a whole lot of floors to make. Probably I'm gonna rot. You can see we also have a fair amount of happiness going on in terms of the gods' pleasure with us. So we have enough food now. We have 8.6 days of food. It's 8 days to our destination. But we should be golden in that regard. We're going to do one more trading trip with the Empire. And then we're going to head on down and settle. So, again, burning bodies. Corn loves us. Not as much as... Looked like it's probably Slanesh who we've given all the food to and have had more Slanesh pawns joining us than seems sensible considering what their value is. But anyway, a lot of odds and ends here. We've taken a lot of beatings. I think we even lost a person that time around. But those are the way that it goes when you're a Beastman. So, repairs all around, buildings. Eventually, we'll get back to gathering up the carcasses that are laying around. We have to get a whole lot of butchering done. 1.2 days to their destination. So, yeah, the food thing really panned out somehow. Has to be stopping and butchering people and then purchasing as much as we can on top of all the foraging. So, once they start wrapping up repairs, we get construction underway. There are a few animals left behind by the gray pirates that our people periodically attack here. But that's fine. If they give them the business, it doesn't really bother me. I get this pen not enclosed message. And no matter how much I look, I can't see where it's not enclosed or how it's not enclosed. So, whatever. Just put the animals in a spot and they'll get released later on by me, and we'll see if, or as soon as I see the pen enclosed thing go away. We don't want to keep them roaming around. We do need them when we hit Caravan, so a lot of stuff seems like it's not getting done. We could definitely have more people cooking just to get the butchering accomplished. Really, that's the only cooking job we have. We're using the cauldrons. Alright, so we've made it to Frankfurt an der Oder, the Empire of Man, and they do buy a bunch of the crappy weapons we picked up. Too bad we can't get this Shalya's regrowth artifact, because we do have a Shalya pawn. We have a few things we could sell, but I'm not really stoked at this point on selling textiles, since we're going to need them for building. There's just not a lot here. I'm not too excited. We buy some unfertilized chicken eggs, and that gives us an extra day's food. We are foraging 445.8 berries per day. How the hell do you forage 0.8 berry? I don't know. Just accidentally pinch it and rip a piece off as you're plucking it off the bush. I don't know. So, we have a lot of butchering to do, as you can see. But the floors, the bone floors we've been putting in are looking pretty cool, and it's sort of diminishing our capacity to feed animals, but that's okay. It looks awesome, and we're going to be out of here soon, so I'm not terribly worried about it. And we do have one other trade we could make on the way, I noticed. We could also attack one last base, but I think in the interest of just getting everybody there and not having them injured and therefore less happy than they otherwise would be. I noticed some other graphs here we could play with. This is how many prisoners we've had versus how many free colonists we've had. And this is the mood of the colonists. And back to wealth here. Wealth in creatures goes up. And that's mostly due to we're taming everything we can so we can do sacrifices yet. We do get a wanderer that joins at that point. We're going to accept because we always accept. The people have arrived. There you go. A big, chubby, male gore. We'll get him a melee weapon, and we're going to hold a sacrifice as well. Our prison has since turned into a barracks. Nobody seems to care about that, though. So that's fine. And we do continue to get rewards from Corn. This time we do get a healing potion. So I'm going to need to give that to somebody. Those I try to use right away. We have a lot of people with permanent injuries. Those will heal it, and then it'll reduce value. So the cloven ones show up a few different locations at that point. Decide they're going to attack us. Fortunately, I have found at least a somewhat more simple way to... Ooh, our Skaven friend Zonk is caught outside and gets absolutely annihilated by Cygor boulders. That certainly could have went better. Gonna do Cloud of Flies down our hallway, and then we're gonna follow that up with Air of Pestilence, and then we're gonna clear out of there because that should slow them down. That and the traps should hopefully wreak some havoc with them. So yeah, I have it set up their position on top so that we can easily select different types of pawns, or more easily anyway, rather than dealing with that nightmare I was dealing before. So I'm gonna just start firing the the big staffs. Zonk has been kidnapped. Everybody's upset about that. I don't really give a shit personally because it doesn't matter to me who gets kidnapped. We actually probably could stand to lose some pawns before we arrive at the final location. With this many people, we're going to be in major trouble. Alright, so still, none of them have actually made it. One of the big bastards is going to start smashing the wall with the Cygor boulder. There they are. The Ungor have arrived. Finally, someone gets through that mess. None of them are in good health. There we go. There's a shaman that we could have tried to capture. And we get a demand on the Caravan. They want an assault rifle and a cornate belt. But that's just not what we're going to do. So the Caravan is in a fight, and we still have this fight back home. So we're just going to line up over here and see if we can't take these guys out. There shouldn't be too many of them, hopefully. Be nice. There we go. It is a lot of humans, and these human raids with bows are really tough to deal with. Fortunately, we can call down lightning from Sigmar. Where's it at? Bam! That's fantastic. Oh, I love that. And anyways, back home, we do have more people coming in to try to murderize us, even though one group of them should have bailed because they did some kidnapping. I don't know where they got off to or what happened. Some of their people are on fire outside. I didn't even get a chance to use the Javaslife summoning spell. In the lore, that spell can summon 3 or 4 different creatures, but since I had a Jabberslife made for RimWorld, that's what I went with. We could, yeah, I think it will summon a Cygor, but Cygors really aren't as big as they should be since I made them a pawn that the players can take control of. Everybody's happy. I have too many melee people standing around just getting peppered here. This is a tough raid. Again, anytime they show up and they're all equipped this way with bows, it makes for a bad day for your crew unless you have a lot of armor. You can see all of our, not all, but almost all the shield belt type things are down at this point. We need to take cover somewhere. But we're also bunched up, making us much easier to hit. So, yeah, it looks like the problem back home, we got one dude standing there. We need to send somebody in. We got to whip up. Oh, yeah, there's a few more coming down the corridor, too. This is a bad situation. Oh, ooh, we dodged that one just in time. Did you see that? There we go. Now we got him on fire. Now he should come running out and get shot to bits. Come on, bunghole. Do it. We got to get out of this poisonous air. Oh, my God. Well, they're fleeing, so there's that. And I just marched my people right through. That's really the only injuries we took outside of our Skaven buddy. Oh, that really kicked our ass. At least no one has died yet. It wouldn't be surprising if one of them did expire, though. And there you go. 3 people with whips. Blown to bits. We could maybe capture this guy. He's unwaveringly loyal, so never mind that. I don't understand why everybody is all of a sudden unwaveringly loyal. we are going to continue fleeing with these guys. Regarding unwaveringly loyal, that's on my list of things to look up. I think it's got to be either the initial resistance or willpower or something like that. And that's bad because I can never recruit people. So we're going to see. It does make sense that some pawns in the lore would be unwaveringly loyal, like Slayers, for instance. But I don't know. Whatever. We're going to stop and we're going to butcher these people for the food. Or not, as the case may be. Let's see if I can take them with, maybe. I take some prisoners. Ape. Oh, cool. Look at that. He's got Flock of Doom. That's one of my favorite spells. I should capture that guy, but he's probably unwavering. Yeah. No, he's fleeing in panic. He could actually be. Well, let's see if we can bring him down. If we can bring him down, we'll capture him and see if we can recruit him. Turns out, one shot. No, we hit him with the staff, and that did him in, sadly. So, that would have been an awesome guy to have, though. Plus another shaman. More magic. Not that I ever super remember to fling the magic around. Once you get really powerful weapons, it's almost not worth the risk of a miscast. But early game, why not? Alright, yeah, I did decide in the end that I should probably do some butchering here. There's also some things we can acquire. There's something weird when I try to form a caravan here. It's not showing all my goods and all my stuff. This is all it's showing. So I got pretty worried that I'd be losing stuff, but after screwing around with it for a while, I just said to hell with it. I'm leaving no matter what. I decided to check the animals by making a caravan packing spot. And infection, pen not enclosed, blah, 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 blah. We have all these animals. I don't know where all my stuff is. We had a ton more stuff than that. I guess we'll just see. And they don't. I guess do they show up here? There we go. Yeah, so there's all the weapons. I don't know. Whatever. It's almost like the game took an update and isn't showing all my weapons, but I don't believe it did. I have a social fight between Cygors in the hospital. That seems like a rather interesting situation. I'm going to try and just use this healing spell and see if we can't get as many people as possible healed up. It's been very, very useful through this game. I can tell you that. That's been one of the most useful spells I have. It's not even technically a spell. It's a faith ability, but whatever. This dude's unwaveringly loyal, and we're not in the business of keeping prisoners right now. So let's offer him up to Zinch. Seamus, the Cygor. I do have to wait till everybody's done being tended. There we go. All right, perfect. Look at that. See you later, Cygor sucker. That's what you get for being unwaveringly loyal. We didn't even get anything for that. That's so frustrating. These guys are half a day away from their destination, and we do have some pretty 2 cataracts, infection, right radius shattered. That's a bad situation for that little dude. They're moving pretty good, 22.2 tiles a day through pretty rough terrain. I guess the road is helping with that. But we are so close, I can almost taste it. Look at this journey we've taken. And now we have to take it again with the other dudes. I did make a mod for 1.3 that would allow people or caravans to fly on top of animals. We did get a trade in the middle of the night. Some caravan found us at camp. But anyways. So yeah. But I do have to update that mod for 1.4. And I did it on commission, and then I never got paid for the commission. So that's why maybe take half down. Anyway, so yeah, Slaanesh is definitely the person we've given the most to. We did just get another cornate horn. Almost said a hornate corn. And those will be useful at some point, or at the very least we can sell them when we get on the road for food. I don't know how long all of our food is going to last. We have about 10,000 pemmican. Alright, so human leather, gore hide, bison wool. I need to keep those types of things. We have some shields I'd prefer not to sell. It's too bad we can't get some really, really awesome dwarfen weapons. But there it is. Well, in the end, I saw the steel. Speeds me up a little bit, and there should be plenty of steel here. It's going to end up being in the mountains. We're 2.2 days away from the landed ship. And Silverbane has himself a mental break. The mental breaks are just going to be the theme of the next few episodes, I'm sure, because the attitudes, especially when you take this many pawns with this much wealth and try and settle a new map, it's just a constant nightmare. you can't. It's fortunate with Beastmen because I'm not afraid to have somebody else just whip out their weapon and give them the business if they start doing something I really don't want done. So, but with normal pawns that you give a shit about, it gets a little problematic. But anyways, need some kind of like Stargate zat gun that'll incapacitate for a few hours, and then that's it. There's a dwarf passing through, which is pretty entertaining. He probably walked in like, oh cool, there's a base, somebody I know, and then he like shit a brick when he saw that it was Beastmen. And they're hanging out by this corpse rot stink, which that does make them upset. But anyway, they're beasts, so I'm not too concerned with their thoughts. No wonder they have mental breaks all the time, because I'm constantly shitting on their opinions. This bear is hunting one of our Ungors, so I'm going to have this Minotaur see if he can't slay it. Look at that. Not a single wound taken. He is a Gorbel, which is like a Minotaur leader. A beefy Minotaur. Anyways, more trades. An ogre caravan hits us up in the night. I don't know why they don't have slaves when they hit you up in the night on the road like this, but I might have to buy some stuff. I do buy a drum. We sell the bison wool. I think we can only make leather, or sorry, our beds and walls out of leather anyways, not wools, that kind of textile. So we're going to do a sacrifice here and of this pig. See, we've gotten a lot of favors of Tzeentch. And there's a few more meals, which isn't terribly exciting when you really want more Tzeentchy pawns. The more pawns you get, the more chance you got for a magic user. And I'd say that Laurel Plague user has been one of the most useful things yet. So they do finally arrive. And look at this map. Lots of caves. I hate caves. I'm trying not to deal with infestations in this game. I'm leaving that to the Dwarfen game where I've got them handled. This should be a pretty easy spot to defend, though, given where the ship is. If it was outside of that little mountain valley area there, canyon area, we'd be in big trouble. But somebody's got to bring right shoulder up. A rough shoulder. Why the hell do they all have shoulder in their name? So we're going to just take over this cave for the moment. There's a snake and a chinchilla in there, but there's plenty of steel around. In fact, there's a shit ton of components, too. And again, mental breaks are just going to be bananas. We also have people that are sick and not doing well with it. There's probably caves in the upper left section as well, but I don't know that we're going to really mine around and see. Someone has killed one of our horses due to a mental break. So it's not a bad timing for that. I guess they don't really do that on Caravan, but anyways. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff we can claim. There's a butcher table, so I was going to build one, but now I don't need to build one. We'll just salvage whatever's around, which seems sufficiently beastie. And yeah, we do have stuff we're going to need to butcher forever here. So I need to get all kinds of shit done. I don't think we're going to do individual bedrooms here. You do get mood boosts if they have nice bedrooms, but if they have a barracks, you don't get any penalties. Although it would be nice to keep the moods up. It's also like, do we want to put in the effort to have 50-something pawns having beautiful bedrooms? This is a problem too. I get several times where we have pawns snap and decide they're going to destroy some part of the ship. And if we don't get to them in time, we can't rebuild anything. So, and if this guy doesn't shoot straight, there you go. Frickhead. He's still doing it. Yeah. All right. Now let's try a shotgun in his ass. There we go. We got him this time. All right. Rescue dumbass who thinks he's going to destroy the ship. So now the ship's all battered. A few other people do select individual, like the sensor array or, you know, a specific spot on the ship. And then they go there or head over there. But again, I'm not afraid to bonk these dudes on the head or shoot them up if I need to save the ship. Moontail is still a slaughterer. So what few animals we have won't be lasting terribly long. I was hoping to use them, just move their little spot around, and they can help clean up plants. There is a Thrumbo that somehow went unconscious from stepping on our traps. I guess we do have steel traps, but still I've never seen a Thrumbo go down to that, so that's interesting. Usually those things are fucking pure brutality. So we're going to get some walls around the perimeter. We're going to make a nice home in the middle. I could move the ship somewhere else, but I think I'm going to leave it. I'm not sure if in vanilla you can move it around or not. I probably can, but and we'll get a base built, and it'll be fantastic. These caves are a major problem. I'm going to try and find a way to mitigate infestations, or at least drive them somewhere else out of the way, even if I have to build a few pieces of furniture down south. There's a party back home. Everybody gathers to celebrate. Not really sure what they're celebrating, but oh, maybe they're celebrating the discovery of the ship. No doubt someone called them on the comms console and was like, guess what, bros? We made it. And they're like, holy shit, we thought you were all dead. It's been like a year. Yeah. Another mental break. I should just stop calling those out. So we need stone block. Goal number 1 amongst a stack of goals is get the herdstone up, because when we get the herdstone up, we can send these guys on the road. So as soon as we have a herdstone at the new location, these guys will be out the door. And there you go. And then the reason for that, you'll see when we start destroying good faction, or I guess order faction bases, we get rewards that relate to the herdstone. So we might as well explore that since we're doing Beastmen. And it's been a long, tough struggle thus far. So we did pick up, when we were smashing Beastman bases, we picked up the things we needed to get food up and running here really quickly. Look at our wealth now, 519,000, but that's 2 maps. It doesn't tell you by map, so I'm not really sure how to figure that out at this point, but that doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll build a table, we have food, and there's plenty of berries and animals around we can hunt to keep things going. This is a very efficient way to feed a lot of people, and while it's not the best food in terms of mood buff or debuff, it is at least nutritious and plentiful. So we got to get this ship repaired, again, on top of the 800 other things we need to do. I think I'm going to eventually end up putting a wall just around the ship with some turret guns to give it an extra layer of defense, because if anything important gets destroyed, we can't fly away. That's going to be a major problem. I did pick up a ship structural beam on the road, but I do believe I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct that. We're not going to be able to build any other ship parts, so why bother fricking with it? Anyways, that is going to be about it for today, guys. So please leave me a like if you're enjoying. Leave a comment. I do read them all and I do respond. It's been a long journey and we're there. Now we just have to keep it together, keep the ship from getting destroyed. If the ship gets destroyed, I don't know what we do. I guess we just go for the Beastman in game, because it's too impossible to do all that research. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys next time.